Welcome back to my channel. Today we will look at how to revive your orchid and make it bloom again. We'll do a deep root treatment and support it with a homemade natural fertilizer to turn it into a vibrant, brand new orchid. Let's watch it together. This orchid, which seems almost dead, is trying to grow a flower spike with its last bit of energy to produce seeds. Since this orchid presumably feeds only through its leaves and aerial roots, let's first take care of its roots and change the soil. The flower spike from the previous season is still green, only the tips where it bloomed have dried up. Let's empty the orchid soil into a bowl and completely clear the old soil from around the roots. I need to check the old soil first to see if I can reuse it. However, from what I can see here, pests are crawling all over the tree bark. That's why I will throw this soil away and use fresh soil. Since we use tree bark instead of regular soil for orchids, these creatures are harmful to the roots of the structure. When you see them, you need to intervene immediately. When it comes to pruning, looking at the roots, we can see that most of them are rotten and dried out. There is nothing to fear, just cut and remove the ones that aren't green. I highly recommend watching carefully to see which ones I cut and which ones I leave. These black ones are all the rotten roots, while this one is a healthy root, which is clear from its green color. I am cutting and removing the blackened part of the root. This part does us no good, only harm. This root is about to rot, so I'm taking this one out too. Our root pruning is done. Now I'm cutting the dried up branches on top of the flower spike that is bloomed last season. Since the flower spike is still green, I don't need to prune it from the tip. This spike could produce a keiki. If it starts dying out from the top, we will cut from the bottom and prune right above the third node. Then apply ground cinnamon to the cut area. After the pruning process, when we look at the bottom of the orchid, we see that almost no roots are left, just these two. I will tuck some of these aerial roots that are growing outside into the pot so that they can absorb water. I'll leave one or two that are closer to the leaf side outside and tuck the rest into the pot. Pour the newly purchased orchid soil into a bowl and remove any unnecessary pieces of wood. If there are pine trees around you, you can collect the bark that has fallen to the ground and use it as orchid soil. Fill the bottom of the transparent orchid pot with about a handful of orchid soil. As I mentioned before, carefully place some of the aerial roots inside the pot. Be gentle because aerial roots are dry and fragile. Stabilize the orchid with your hand so it stands upright and starts filling in the orchid soil. After putting in some soil, tap the sides of the pot to make sure that the soil settles well. Repeat this process until the pot is completely full of soil. We can use the roots growing outside, roots like these, as an emergency backup for orchids with rotten roots. These gray roots will transfer the nutrients that the orchid needs to the stem using the water inside the pot. This is another one of my orchids. Let's quickly prune its roots too and start giving it liquid nutrients. There is a healthy root structure here. Let's clean the others except for these. If we don't clean the dried ones, they will rot inside the pot over time and start damaging the orchid. Plants don't just photosynthesize through their leaves, they also photosynthesize through their roots. Orchid roots, in particular, needs to receive light so that they can photosynthesize easily. Just like we did with the previous orchid, we are cutting and throwing away this blackened part as well. We need to get the clean root structure. Put a small amount of soil at the bottom of the transparent pot and place the roots without breaking them. Now let's move on to our homemade nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium fertilizer. We make this fertilizer using onion skins. We will put the ingredients into a pot full of water and boil them. Nitrogen will support branch and root development, phosphorus will promote blooming, and potassium will help the flowers stay on the branch longer. Thanks to the potassium found in fresh banana peels, we enrich the fertilizer in terms of potassium. We boil these for about 8 to 10 minutes. After boiling, turn off the stove and wait for it to cool down. Strain the cool liquid and transfer it to the container. If it rests for about 12 hours, the minerals inside will become more effective. You can store this mixture in the refrigerator for up to 6 months. As for its usage, add 10 cups of water to 1 cup of the mixture and your liquid fertilizer is ready. Immerse the orchids in this fertilizer for about 10 minutes. While the orchid soils and roots are absorbing the water, wipe the leaves with the clean water and paper towel. Especially wipe the underside of the leaves so that their pores open up. Remember, orchids feed on the moisture in the air through their leaves and aerial roots, and they feed on the minerals in the water you provide through the roots inside the pot. We have reached the end of another video. Please share this video so everyone can see it, and leave a comment below, at least a simple thank you or a suggestion as feedback. If you liked the video, click the like button, and if you are new to my channel, you can subscribe for free to support it. If you want to be the first to know about the new videos, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. See you in my next videos.